NSJT. No secrets is truth. After many years of fasting and praying and thinking of my mortality, I've come to understand that those who dwell in the house of the Lord is immortal. Those who dwell in the house of the Lord is able to discern what shall be coming next. We're able to discern those who will lie, deceive, and try to destroy us because of what we believe. We have been told over and over again, let those who hear, hear. Let those who see, see. The power of the Antichrist is here before he even gets here. And we learn that in 2 Thessalonians. So we go to chapter 2 in 2 Thessalonians. Concerning the coming of the Lamb and our being gathered to him, we ask you, brothers, not to become easily unsettled or alarmed by some prophecies, reports, or letters, supposed to have come from us, saying that the day of the Lord has already come. Don't let anyone deceive you in any way, for the day will not come until the rebellion occurs, and the lawless man is revealed, the man doomed to destruction. He will oppose and will exalt himself over everything that is called God and is worshipped. So he himself sets himself up in the God's temple, proclaiming himself to be God. Now see, that passage, verse 4, is very important, and I'm going to read it again. He will oppose and will exalt himself over everything that is called God or is worshipped, so that he sets himself upon the throne of the temple of God, proclaiming himself to be God. Now, with the power of discernment, I've learned that the Antichrist believes himself to be true, believes that the things that he will do and say is the right path, although it is a path leading all those who follow him into destruction. But he believes himself to be the Almighty. He believes himself to be the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. He believes himself to be the power that drives all men. He believes that what he creates in the creations of his hand is the purpose of his life. Don't you remember that when I was with you, I used to tell you these things? And now you know what is holding him back, so that he may be revealed at the proper time. For the secret power of the lawlessness is already at work. But the one who now holds it back will continue to do so till he is taken out of the way. And then the lawless one will be revealed, whom the Lamb will overthrow with the breath of his mouth and destroy by the splendor of his coming. The coming of the lawless one will be in accordance with the work of Satan, displayed in all kinds of counterfeit miracles and signs and wonders, and every sort of evil that deceives those who are perishing. They perish because they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion, so that they will believe the lie, and that they will all be condemned who have not believed in the truth, but have delighted in wickedness. So we're going to look at it again. The coming of the lawless one will be in accordance with the work of Satan. And as we all know, Satan doesn't believe that he has done anything other than expose man to be an inferior creation of God. Although we know that is not true. God made us in his image for a purpose. He breathed life into us for a reason. We are the children of destiny. The lawless man will rule. There's nothing we can do about that. The power that he has that comes before him, there's nothing we can do about that. But what we can do, what we should do, what we're supposed to be doing, is remembering the commandments that the Lord has given us, the orders that he has sent upon us through our heart. It is written to love thy God with all thy heart. It is written to love thy neighbor as we love ourselves. But it is also written that we shall not hang out with those who are fools, because if we do, then we shall become fools. He said that they who wield the sword shall die by the sword. The poison that is in the water, the poison that's in the air, the poison that is in the food, the poison that's in our society is the poison of the Antichrist. He wants us to be distracted by life and the many trappings that he has created. For me, I believe that the technology, the phone, the emails, the text, the Facebook, the Google, all those are the things of the enemy. The enemy wants us to be spending all our time caught up in this fake reality, believing that we are a part of some kind of great society, that we live in the richest country in the world, and forget all of her crimes, forget all of her misdeeds, to forget the errors of men. For our father Adam and our mother Eve fell victim to this very poison. They were told that they would be as gods, being able to tell the difference between right and wrong. But the only thing about that is there was no right, there was no wrong in the world. But when flesh was unleashed upon man, we had begun to believe in a different leader. We had begun to believe in a different master. Cain killed Abel over jealousy. We cannot and we shall not allow our brothers and sisters to fall based on counterfeit lies, counterfeit miracles. And you say, what kind of miracles can he counterfeit? Well, when you start praying for things that's outside the realm of God, outside the gift of God, you'll begin to see them manifest. The car, the house, the job, the wife, the husband, the children. You begin to assimilate earth's life as your own, forgetting that you do not dwell in one place, but you dwell in all places, because you are part divine. As I said, I don't believe the Antichrist will ever believe that he is doing anything to harm the nature of man. but he believes himself to be the coming of the safety of man, coming of the Savior of man. He will be forced and pushed into doing things that is beyond our belief, beyond our understanding, because our eyes will deceive us, our ears will deceive us, our hearts and our spirit will deceive us, because it says, for this reason God sent them a powerful delusion, so that they may believe the lie, so that they will be condemned who does not believe in the truth, but have delighted in wickedness. Now this is wickedness, this world, and the things that are going on in this world. All we have to do is take a minute to find out how the devil seems to be working in this world. He tempted the Lamb 3 times to reveal himself so that he may be worshipped higher than God. And the Lamb refused, because the Lamb knew that it is only God that is supposed to be exalted. It is only God that is supposed to be praised. It is only his word that is the word of salvation. It is only his word that is the word of truth. We cannot fall victim to society and its grips on our lives. I say to you that you must begin to fast. You must begin to pray. You must begin to move and give God a little bit of your time. It's okay to live in the world, but be not of it. It's okay to love a movie, but remember that that is just fantasy. Remember that you have a mission that you must complete, that you have a purpose. I believe that you understand that because you are listening to me speak to you now. So I believe that you are already thirsty and hungry to know more. There's a reason why Jesus changed his name in Revelations. He said, my new name shall be written upon my breastplate and my thigh plate. There's a reason why he said that my Father's true name shall be upon me and the children of God. There's a reason why he says that they will give them a powerful delusion to believe the lie. Because a part of them, their flesh, is dying to believe that holding on to this world is important, that what is in this world is real. It is the greatest lie of them all. That this world actually exists in the realm of immortality. It does not. Your car will break down, your house will catch fire, your house will slowly be disintegrating. Heck, even our own bodies die. Their cells dying every single day, skin cells falling off, hair falling out. We get older, we move closer to death each and every day that we move. It is time for us to recognize that this world is a world of growing decay. Our computers break down. Our iPhones mess up. We must begin to fight. We must begin to look at the way the world is structured. It almost looked like the laws of heaven. but it is in reverse. There's so many people getting away with wickedness and crimes against man and man's offspring. The rape, the murder, the molestation, the incest, the abuse. Our children are suffering from living in this world. This world and its toxic power is becoming a part of their lives. And because they are gifted beyond measure, they are absorbing all of this, forgetting that God is the power, because the parents are no longer teaching the power of the word. They're no longer teaching how a man must stand upright. We must dwell in the house of the Lord and not in the den of thieves. As I said before in my teaching, Jesus turned over the temples and the things that they were selling, the money that they were making, saying that it was all to the glory of God, when it was to the vainness of themselves. The lawless man power is here before he even gets here. And when he is revealed, he will only be revealed to those who can see and can hear. Those who know in their heart that there's something wrong, that there's a defect in him, that there's a defect in this world. There's a reason why the flesh must die and pass on in order for the spirit to be immortal. We live in cages. We live in prisons of flesh. The bones and the veins and the muscles of our bodies. It is our soul that is not affected by a cold, by a virus, by a sickness, by cancer, by AIDS. But our souls are weighed down by society and its problems and its unbelievable quest to absorb our lives. We spend 8 hours a day at work, if not more. We come home, we watch movies, or we talk to our loved ones. We go out to the movies, we go clubbing. We do all these things, and yet we do not give time to God, the one who loves us, the one who created us, the one who allows us to create. The time has come for a new reckoning. The time has come for a revelation of the mind and the soul and the body. It's time for our hearts to lead the way. To illuminate the path forward. To allow us to be more. We turn on the news every day and we see the horror. We're one step away from it happening to us. Some of us have already had it happen to us, and we're living with the scars of this world. And I say to you that these scars that you bear are badges of honor because you have still survived and you are still standing. He upholds everything that is of God or is worshipped by God. The tenets of love, the tenets of hope, the tenets of truth, the tenets of faith, the body of the Lamb. He is the personification of Satan, who sits and proclaims that we are unworthy to be in the presence of God. That's what Satan is doing right now. He's not locked up. He's not chained up. He's in heaven right now saying that we are unworthy. That by the word and the laws of God, that we are unworthy to be loved. I say that because by the 20th chapter of Revelation, it says Satan is bound for 1,000 years. And I saw an angel coming down out of heaven, having the key to the abyss, holding in his hand a great chain. He seized the dragon, the ancient serpent, who is the devil or Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. He threw him into the abyss and locked and sealed it over him to keep him from deceiving nations anymore until 1,000 years was ended. After that, he must be set free for a short time. And it says that the Lamb shall reign for 1,000 years. I don't know about you, but that tells you right there that until the 20th chapter comes, until most of Revelation is already completed, that our enemy is standing right before our God and telling him that we are unworthy. Now, it's okay for us to feel that we are unworthy for the gifts of God, but it is not okay for the enemy of us to stand and say that we do not deserve a chance to become what we were meant to be, divine spirits. It's okay if we doubt ourselves, but we know how we feel when others begin to doubt us. The power and the passion of God is with us. We have to begin to think about the final revolt of Satan after his release. It says, when 1,000 years are over, Satan will be released from his prison, and he will go out and deceive nations to the four corners of the earth to gather the battle in number. They all are like sand on the seashore. The march across the breadth of the earth surrounded the camp of God's people in the city he loves. But fire came down from the heavens and devoured them. And the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of the burning sulfur, where the beast and the false prophet had been thrown, and would be tormented for day and night, forever and ever. So not only do we have to worry about the beast and the false prophet, but we have to worry about Satan. Now, the false prophet is the lawless man. These are all men. We are considered beasts because we are animals as well. Just because we stand upright and talk and have a conscious mind doesn't mean that we're not animals, doesn't mean that we're not beasts. We just have a touch of divine power within us that makes us stronger, that makes us upright. But being upright means that we're supposed to be looking upright. We cannot allow ourselves to be lost in the wilderness forever. We cannot be afraid to take sides because we know who's going to win this battle. The Lord will win this battle. And he doesn't need an army of many. For how many times has he chosen in the Bible to choose one? Choose one to destroy many. Moses against Pharaoh. David against Goliath. Daniel in the lion's den. We have to remember who we come from. Remember that he chooses the outcast to be the leaders of nations, the shepherds, if you will, of the people. Gifts to be able to discern and move across realms of life and beyond those realms. It is time for us to begin to move, to gather up and stand together. It's time for us to begin to defeat the enemy each and every step of our life. It's time for us to start questioning those who are in our life, where they stand, what they believe. And it's time for us to begin to align ourselves with those who believe what we believe, that we are greater than our ancestors and our forefathers. They have lit the path for us, and we must continue and finish this until the end. We must teach our children the power that is within, the light that is within, the light that will engulf the darkness and end the war forever. Don't just call yourself righteous and not live righteous. Don't call yourself saints and not be saints. Don't prostrate. Don't sit pious. Because this is not a time to be pious. This is not a time to sit and poise and try to pretend that what we're doing is what God wants us to do. What he wants us to do is fight in his name. Some of us will be martyrs for the truth. Some of us will stand for the truth because the truth is necessary. The truth is what keeps us alive. The truth is what gives us the ability to be able to discern lies. The lawless one knows not of truth. He knows not of hope. He knows not of love. He has been indoctrinated in the deception of life. He will come and he will destroy all that we have built in the name of God. He will come to search out the kingdom of God and try to snuff it out. but we cannot let him. We cannot let him win. Our lives depends on this. Our immortality depends on this. This is not about robes and crowns and jewels and all the things that God promised those who overcome. This is not about that. This is about the truth. This is about whether we are who we say we are, the children of destiny. We have to begin to fight, although we may not want to. Although life has scarred us, although life has showed us nothing but despair and pain, we must begin to remove ourselves from that picture. Remove ourselves from that place and begin to start anew. If anything I can tell you is that the day of judgment will be a day when you cannot argue what is written in the book of life. It's a day where everything that your heart ever contained will be revealed and set upon the table right in front of you. It'll be a day where you can no longer choose a side. It'll be a day when a lot of gnashing of teeth and wailing and moaning shall happen because of those who refuse to believe in the power and the greatness of God. Let you not be one of them. Let you not be afraid. You don't have to trust me. All I ask you to do is have faith in me. To know that I set forth these things before you so that you may see for yourself the words and the difference that a generation makes. We can solve this together, or we can turn on each other. We can stand together, or we can war with each other. We can love each other, or we can despise each other. But I say to you, there's no room at the table for indecision. While there's wars going on in the world, while there's famines going on, while there are those who are suffering because we refuse to stand up and speak out, while we refuse to lead those out of the darkness and the wilderness, while we continue to say that, oh, this is just, I'm just concerned about me. This is about all of us. We must stay united with the word of God upon our lips, with the cross being buried by us all, knowing that we are moving towards the immortality of destiny, knowing that we will escape the hell on earth, to a place where we will be considered the Most High, where we will be able to sit down with angels and laugh and talk about the grace and glory of God. I refuse to give up hope. The lawless one can come, but I am still bound by the laws of my Father.